Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsten Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to episode 86, When You're Disappointed. Today, I drove 2 hours to get my daughter to her driver's test. This was my fourth time taking a child to their driving test, and I was fairly confident she would pass. But this time, we didn't use the driving school car. We used our car for the test. Therefore, I was required to sit in the back seat during the test. I have never done this for any of my other children, so it was definitely a new experience. And my daughter was so funny as soon as we realized that I would have to be in the car, and she said, "Mom, no gasping or making any sounds or noises whatsoever." Anyway, we left our house super early this morning so she would practice in the neighborhood she'd never driven in. We both had a lot riding on this driver's test. For me, no more driving back and forth to school, seminary, and rowing. For her, what feels like total and complete freedom, right? It would be especially disappointing to fail this driver's test because all of her older siblings passed the driver's test the first time. She was actually the first to fail her permit test, mainly because her test included questions like, how much are you fined for the second time you drag race in 1 year? Some of those questions are so ridiculous, right? So I sat in the back seat, praying she would pass, feeling a little sick for a moment before stopping, taking a deep breath, and reminding myself there are a lot worse things than failing a driver's test. Failing a driver's test with your mom in the back seat being one of them. We both knew we would be super disappointed if she didn't pass. I had already decided I was going to take her out to lunch regardless of the outcome of this test. Celebratory lunch or failuratory lunch. Either way, it was going to be fun. Fortunately for me and Sophia, she passed the driver's test today. But there are many times we've both been disappointed. When I didn't make the elite choir in high school, I was really disappointed. When my kids get a rough teacher, when a much anticipated movie is subpar, and every time my books make it to acquisitions and an editor says they're taking it to their team and they ultimately decide not to buy the book, I get disappointed. It's totally normal to feel disappointed sometimes. It's part of living life. So here are some healthy ways to overcome and deal with disappointment that inevitably comes into our lives. Number 1, notice you are disappointed. One of the best ways to handle disappointment is to notice and name it. Validate it. Say to yourself, I'm really disappointed. The very act of noticing you're disappointed helps you get over it. Number 2, allow yourself to feel the disappointment. Every emotion we resist persists. So allow yourself to feel it. If you don't, you're going to feel disappointed for a lot longer, and disappointment is uncomfortable. Try the 90-second timer and really allow yourself to feel disappointed. What color is the disappointment? Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your head, your stomach, your chest? Number 3, give yourself grace. Don't judge yourself for having expectations or for feeling disappointed. Number 4, give yourself permission to do something fun. It's okay to distract yourself from disappointment through healthy self-care. Take a walk, read a book, watch a funny show. Number 5, recognize what you can control and what you can't control. Sometimes we're disappointed by things we can control. Maybe we're disappointed by bad grades we got because we didn't do our homework, or we're disappointed we didn't make any book sales after never submitting a book. Homework and submissions are under our control. But whether an editor loves our work, not under our control. We can mitigate disappointment by doing certain things like homework and submissions. But other disappointments are just going to happen. Number 6, adjust expectations. For example, if you believe you should never need to try something new more than once to learn it, or if you believe that people should always reply to your text messages within 2 minutes, you're going to feel disappointed. It's inevitable. So it's good to adjust those expectations. Also, ask yourself these questions. Are my expectations unrealistically high? Are my expectations too low? Perfectionism creates really high expectations and lots of opportunities for disappointment. Also, conversely, low expectations lead to false beliefs like there's no hope or nothing ever works or I'm a failure. Whenever someone tells me, if I have no expectations, then I can't feel disappointed, I feel disappointed because I'm disappointed in all that they're missing out on. There's something to be said for anticipation and expectations. It's actually a really good feeling, right? Okay, number 7, no, we cannot avoid disappointment. Even those people who say, I don't have any expectations, do have them. We can't avoid expecting things. It's part of being human and noticing patterns. We expect the sun to rise and set every morning and evening. We expect many things in life, and that's how it's supposed to be. Before COVID, we expected life to move along as normal. I had tickets to a Broadway musical for my daughter's 12th birthday the day Broadway shut down. I expected to go to the play. We were super disappointed, which leads me to number 8. Disappointment promotes growth. This may seem like a strange thing to say, but disappointment is super important for our growth. If we always get what we expect and what we want, we never have the chance to learn and grow and change. It's the hard stuff that makes us stronger. Number 9, disappointment is an opportunity. Every time I'm disappointed, I ask myself, what can I learn from this? How can I approach this setback in the best way? How is this disappointment exactly what I need? How is this working for me? Asking these questions and writing them down helps me better understand myself and others. So that's number 9. Number 10, write about it. Write down your disappointments and your answers to the questions above. Write about what you've learned from your disappointed expectations. Think about how each disappointment works for you. Self-reflect, reevaluate. So, the next time you feel disappointed, remember, you're not a victim, and whomever or whatever has disappointed you is not a villain. It's normal to feel disappointment. Perhaps ask yourself, what is the most loving thing I can do right now? I know I've led you to expect short episodes on this podcast, so to avoid disappointment, I'll sign off now. And if you are disappointed by this episode, fabulous! This is just another opportunity to practice how to deal with disappointment. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstenEcall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsten Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.